Hi, this is Annie Potts. You might know me better as Mima or Bo Peep or Janine in the Ghostbusters. And I'm watching the Bois channel, and you should too.
Hello, Ghostbusters. Yes, of course they're serious. You do? You have? No kidding. Uh-huh. Well, just give me the address. Yes, of course. Oh, they'll be totally discreet. Thank you. We got one!
Applause, applause, applause.
I wanted to thank you, Woody, for saving my flop. What do you say I get someone else to watch the sheep tonight?
Hell yeah.
Remember, I'm just a couple of blocks away.
Your cards, and then look in the mirror.
Hey, I'm smiling.
Uh-huh. And what does that tell me about your cards?
That I like them?
Attaboy. Now, look at my face. Tell me what you see.
That you're old.
It's a good thing I love you.
Welcome back to an episode of the Boys Podcast. My guest today is an actress, voice actress, producer, and founder of the Heart Channels. You may have seen and heard my guests in projects such as Vanessa in Corvette Summer, Janine in the Ghostbusters franchise, Iona in Pretty in Pink, Mary Jo Shively in Designing Woman, Bo Peep in the Toy Story franchise, M.E. Sims in Any Day Now, Sharon Elkin in The Fosters, Helen Manning in Chicago Med, Mima and young Sheldon, and many more. So welcome the woman, the myth, the incredibly gifted, talented legend herself, my favorite actress of all time, Miss Annie Potts. Welcome, Annie.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Thank you. It's an honor to have a gifted, incredible legend right here to have you on, Annie. Thank you.
It's an honor to be here. I know you've been trying to get me for a few weeks. I'm so happy that at this phase in my life that I am really busy. So I've been tricky to get, but here we are, and I'm glad for it.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Annie, what have you been up to? How's Annie doing? Anything new or exciting?
How am I doing?
How are you doing? Yes. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. It's a happy time in life. I have three sons, and two of my sons each have a son. So I have these beautiful little grandchildren, and they're everything to me, So uh, life is good.
It's cool. You have like the My Three Sons. Was that like a TV show back then? Three Sons?
Yes, it was. It was like a comedy raising them, I'll tell you. And I was always working in the middle of that, so it was nutty sometimes because there was a 15-year spread, so I had like a baby and a 4-year-old and a teenager, and it was a lot.
That household, you're like, oh man.
Yeah. And I was doing a show for a lot of that time. That was an hour drama, and the hours are very, very long. And it took 5 nannies rotating round the clock just to keep everybody going. And then I had a college student that lived over the garage who, when I had to go to work at 4 a.m, would just come in and be in my bed in case, one of them got up and needed me. So it was, I don't know. They seem to be pretty good, though. I think they have good therapists. But they're good.
That's cool. That's cool. Wow. Yeah. See, I have an older brother and an older sister, but I have like a little niece. Is like a little sister to me. So. So.
Yeah, that's all good. Family is the best.
Yes, I always like to say family first, Annie. Like I'm a big family person. So.
Me too.
That's awesome.
Everything.
Yes, exactly.
I love to work too. I just love it. For me, being on stage, on camera, on. For me, it's always like the first day I ever stepped onto a stage, and it's still thrilling for me. And I love the work. I love the people. Love everything about it.
That's cool. That's really cool. Like, and you're doing like so many iconic projects. Like, oh my goodness, like that's so cool.
That was kind of accidental.
Wow. Like,
I mean, you don't know when you take those things. It's like when I read the script for Ghostbusters, I thought this is really unusual. I did have a sense that it would, and of course, Saturday Night Live was new.
mm,
And so I thought these guys are really funny and fresh, and to do a comedy that was also scary. you know, it was what a winning combination.
exactly.
Danny Aykroyd's such a gifted writer.
That's cool. Raymond Stantz himself. That's cool.
Yes. God,
That's
I
cool.
can't believe I remember the names. I always have. It's like, wait, which one?
I'm sorry. I love like my favorite decade is the '80s. I'm sorry if you might think that's crazy, but like I love '80s music, movies, like Ghostbusters, Pretty in Pink. Like,
Wow. That's your decade, huh?
yes. Oh my God. Like I love that stuff. I'm sorry, Annie, but like that's
No,
like that.
no. Hey, you don't have to apologize to me. It was kind of my decade too. I was so working a lot. It started. I mean, so many of the projects that I've been a part of have, like Ghostbusters. I mean, now we've done 4 of them, 5 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even, yeah. Like
Kind of don't count the all girls one
yeah.
because
Four.
it was that was a one off, I think. So we've done 4 now, and I think they just delight people. And then in the Toy Stories, we're about to do 5.
Yeah.
So for me, uh, you know, I mean, what a lucky break to get these movies that go on to, like bunnies, they just multiply. Um, I mean, there's so few movies that I mean, you could count them on one hand, I think, that that are like that. But I've had a few of those. So
That's really cool. I think it's cool that Toy Story 5, like, and the whole, I heard like it's gonna be like the promise to be like computers against the toys or something. That's what they're saying. People say
that's what Five's about?
that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying.
Oh, they're so clever. It'll be good, whatever it is, because they're geniuses at that. And that seems to be like what the next few decades is going to be about anyway.
Yeah.
Toys are always stand-ins for real people, and the robots and AI. It's crazy what seems to be coming down the pike.
Yeah. Times have really advanced so much. It's crazy.
You may love the '80s, but we ain't there anymore.
The
We're,
thing,
we're in future times.
I was gonna say we're not in Kansas anymore. The Wizard of
We're what?
we're not in Kansas anymore. The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, we ain't in Kansas anymore. We are someplace else.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Now, what made you want to become an actress, and who's your biggest inspiration for acting? Like, who did you grow up watching and idolizing?
Well, I started acting when I was just a kid. I grew up on a farm in rural Kentucky,
Okay.
and I was a real hick. Um, but there wasn't anything to do in the summer on the farm, and so our parents sent us away to summer camp up in the mountains in North Carolina. And within the camp, we went for the whole summer for 2 months, and they had an acting program, and they did plays within all the other things. I mean, So I started there, and there was a really gifted teacher of, children's theater, and she pulled me aside and she said, she said, I think you have a little gift for this. And I was like, oh wow. I mean, I was maybe 11 or 12. Anyway, nobody had ever told me that I had a gift for something. And I was like, really? Oh my God. And it struck a chord with me. And I I like read every play that the town library held.
Wow.
Because remember, this was in the oldie times.
The
And
oldie
times, and there wasn't any computers or anything, so you didn't have a physical book, and you couldn't get to it. But our library had lots of books, and they had a compendium of books that it was like, these are the 10 best plays of 1957.
Wow.
And I mean, they had all of those, and it's made me love public libraries ever since. What a gift to me that those were all available to me. I read them all. I mean, voracious. Just I read them all. So that's and then, of course, in the oldie times we didn't have. I mean, there were 3 channels on the TV, if you can imagine it. But on one of them, every afternoon at 4 o'clock, there was they showed old movies, like TCM now, and my sisters and I would sit down with Coca-Cola and a bag of potato chips because we hadn't found out that was bad for you yet. So we would have our Cokes and our bag of potato chips, and we would watch the 4 o'clock movie.
Wow.
And it was all the classics, Katharine Hepburn and Carol Lombard, and people that I came to love and appreciate. And in a lot of ways, I mean, they kind of taught me comedy and drama, all of it. So that's how it started for me.
See, that's cool. When you say the oldie times, like those are classics, though. Like, come on, that's amazing.
Yeah. But I mean, the classics were different then. But little did I know, I myself would become a part of classics later on.
Yeah, like I guess, like wow, that's amazing. And then you said the library. I still go to the library. Like I mean, like there's still a public library I still walk to every day.
Yeah. Do they have real books in them, or is it all computers?
Real books still. They still have real books. Like I don't like digital. I'm more like the physical copy of the thing. I mean, like
Yeah.
that's cool. That's really neat. What's your favorite acting role you portrayed? If you could choose all the roles you portrayed.
I was in the sequel to Last Picture Show, which was called Texasville. And Peter Bogdanovich directed it too, as he had the original. It was a wonderful role, and I was playing opposite Jeff Bridges, who is just the most lovely human being and the most divine, generous actor. So it was really fun. It was not. It was like it never happened. Funny. It's like, what? This is because it's an interesting movie. It's not. I mean, Last Picture Show was a great movie. It was great. Texasville was not great, but it was super interesting. Anything that, I mean, and everybody from the original was who hadn't passed away was in it. So characters were returning. Anyway, I just loved it. and it's a big, complicated role for me. It's hard to watch it. I think you can watch it on something called Criterion. Do you know that?
Sounds familiar. Sounds familiar.
It's an app.
Okay.
I don't know why they've made it so difficult to find. Somebody interviewed me last year about they're doing a documentary about Peter Bogdanovich. Anyway, that was I love that. I also had a wonderful time doing Pretty in Pink.
Yeah, that's cool too. You had so many different hairstyles and Pretty in Pink too. Like, yeah.
It was fun. It was fun, and the kids were, and John Cryer, so talented. Oh my God, the dance.
That scene made me laugh every time I see
Oh,
into the
what? But as far as television goes, my favorite is a show called Any Day Now that was on Lifetime, and it was about race, which is an important subject matter because I grew up in Jim Crow South. That's how old I am. So it was really interesting and lovely for me to have the opportunity to use my art to tackle subject matter like race, and it was beautifully written, and I had a magnificent partner in Lorraine Toussaint. And I remember when, around about the time when Obama was coming onto the scene, everybody was like, we should be talking about race. We should be able to talk about that. It's like, we are talking about it. It's on Lifetime television. You can't believe it. And because they tackled it with such insight, kindness, and they no holds barred. We had I know DEI is not popular now. Don't get me started. But we had a very diverse writing staff. So the conversation inside that was very free and sometimes fierce. And they were able to make these beautiful shows, and I've always held that in highest regard in my TV life.
Yeah, I know what you mean now. Nowadays, it's screwed up really now. If you know what I mean.
I'm afraid I do. It worries me that we won't be free to say things and talk about subject matter that's important to talk about.
Exactly. You're exactly right. Now, if you wouldn't mind, can you please say a Janine, Bo Peep, and Mima quote? I'm sorry, you can see me geek out when you do it.
A quote from them?
Yes. Sorry.
Well, of course, for Ghostbusters, it'll be Ghostbusters. What do you want? And Pretty in Pink, I'm not sure that I remember any.
Okay.
You might have to remind me. And
Bo Peep and Mima. Oh, sorry.
Mima, one of my favorite lines is, "What kind of Texan drinks pink wine?"
I remember that scene.
That made me laugh. She wasn't down with the rosé. And what's the other one we were talking about?
Bo Peep. You always see Woody. That's your guy.
Oh yeah. Gosh, there was something about, why don't you come up and visit me and the sheep sometime? Something like that. Anyway, she had a very Mae Westy kind of voice.
That's I'm sorry, that's really cool. I geek out, and even for Ghostbusters, when you say "we got one," I can't do it, but we got one. That was an iconic scene.
If I did that right here, I'd disturb the whole neighborhood. My window's open.
I remember that's it. So many iconic scenes in all these movies you met. Like, I'm sorry, that's awesome. That's really cool. Now, can you walk me through the audition process? How did you get Janine and Mima? Like, how did you land those kind of roles?
Well, it was different for them. They were many years apart. I just auditioned for Janine, and I had my oldest son was, I think, 3 at the time, and I had a wonderful nanny who was from Brazil, and she had a great sense of fashion. And I said, I'm this is the kind of character I'm playing. Help dress me. So she helped get an outfit together for me for my audition, and I think that helped a lot. She was just kind of a New York hipster, and for Mima, I didn't have to audition. They knew
They knew the legend.
to just offer it to me. But I was grateful to them.
That's cool. They knew the legends work. They knew they got cast the talented one and only Annie Potts. That's cool. That's cool. It's really neat. Now, favorite memory behind the scenes of working on Ghostbusters and Young Sheldon. Do you have a favorite memory?
Let's see. Well, there were so many. We did 7 years of Sheldon, so there was a lot. And of course, a lot of it was just, watching the kids grow up and working with children. It's, and sometimes they'd be tired, and as children are, and they had very limited hours because the union does that to protect them. But sometimes it'd be like, yeah, well, we just need you to stay focused here and stay with us for one more take or whatever. And they'd just be like kids are, like, I don't know. They were absolutely wonderful, both of them. But we had a dinner. I always think of this when they were little. I'm sure it was the first year, so they were like 8. And Ray was sitting next to me, as she always did, at the end of the table. And during the scene, she just started. I had just a short sleeve on, and she put her little hand up under my shirt, and she was just feeling the flesh here on my arms. And she jiggled it. She examined it in every way. And can you imagine being with an adult actor who did that? But it was it was so free and so sweet, and so she was very happy to adopt me as a grandmother.
That's cool.
But they were so young that they were really happy to not to. It was a little more than pretend for them. I think it was like, you'll just be that for me. You'll be that person for me. It's like, yes, come sit on my lap. You'll be my granddaughter. You'll be my grandson. And it helped the whole show to be more than pretend.
That's cool. And when that show ended, I was upset. I was like, no, why? Like when Young Sheldon ended, I was like,
Me too. I was very, very disappointed.
yeah, I was like, dang it. Yeah, I really liked it too. Like I said, with them growing up, like Ian Armitage, for example, like he, like, you could tell, like, from younger to old, like his voice got deeper. Oh my goodness, like a big change.
Yes, Yeah, he's grown up now. He has a pilot's license.
Oh my, really? Now you?
Yes, as soon as the show wrapped, he got a pilot's license. I said,
Wow.
I'm not flying with you. I don't care. You don't even drive a car. So, but he's got a pilot's license.
That is, wow. I'm just shocked by hearing that. Like, oh my, I wouldn't take the plane. No offense, I wouldn't take that plane. 'Cause-
No, but
Oh,
I'm sure he's a good pilot.
oh, that's
Kind
cool.
of good at everything.
That's cool. And now, how about favorite memory on Ghostbusters? Do you have a favorite memory on Ghostbusters?
Oh, do I have a favorite memory? Um,
Was it fun working with fake ghosts like Slimer and Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
no, I didn't really have to do too much of that.
Yeah.
That because I was holding the fort down at the firehouse, and the ghosts were mostly elsewhere. In this last one, I had a little bit more of that,
Yeah.
and it's like, we're old now. Are you trying to kill us? I thought the ambulance backing up and was going really fast. It was on a rail, but it was scary. Bill Murray was very protective of me. I think he actually thought it was going to kill me because we
That's
had to run, and I had just had an ankle replacement, and the one thing they told me, it was like, you can't run. Well, like, well,
well, if that thing's coming at me, what am I gonna do?
but well, that's just a memory from the last one. But it's all fun, you know. I mean, we've been doing them for 40 years, so it's always fun to do another one, and we get back together, and you know, it's like a high school reunion kind of.
Yeah, that's cool. And you still look the same, Annie. You still look amazing and awesome. So,
Well, thank you.
of course, of course.
Trying.
Now, is there a certain type of role you would love to portray, like a western, a sci? Like, is there a certain type of role you would love to portray?
Uh, I can never. I often ask that question, and I mean, I don't have any real criteria. Uh, just as long as it's the intention for the character is to be a a standard bearer for love, truth. I mean, I'm in my 70s now, and that's what interests me. If I'm gonna, for what I leave behind, for the characters that I leave behind, I would be funny and telling the truth.
That's cool. Janine, I think is like funny, telling the truth. She sells it as it is.
Yeah. What do you want? It is kind of the truth. She's a little rude, but I mean, she's working for idiots.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I think it's like the third one. They called me to do an advertisement about something, and they said, because we want to use the Janine character because she's like the worst receptionist ever. And I was like, what?
Yeah. What?
And I thought that they weren't taking into account the fact that she was working for insane people. I
Yeah.
mean, who, you know, there Rick Moranis was with a colander on his head attached to electrical things. I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to play it for truth, it's it's nuts. I wasn't the mean and crazy one. They were insane, and they weren't very nice to me. You know, they always, I was never doing a good enough job. So I thought it was I thought they didn't really take a honest view of what was really going on there. I mean, it's all comedy and everything, but still,
Yeah.
there were you have to you have to you have to take all those other things into account too. Look at it again. Look at it from that viewpoint, and you'll see that they were like, yeah, they weren't very nice to me,
And they're crazy people.
and they're nuts. They believe in ghosts, and they have like nuclear reactors on their back. So,
Little vacuums. Okay.
so there's that.
How was working with Harold? Was he cool to work with? Egon
He
himself?
was so lovely.
That's
He was the loveliest man. I just adored him.
that,
Um,
that's one I always wanted to be. He was my favorite Ghostbuster of the Ghostbusters. So if I had to choose a favorite, Egon was my favorite.
yes. Well, he's a little autistic too, isn't he?
Yeah, I could see it. Yeah.
All the best people are.
Thank. I almost call you thank you, Janine, but yeah, thank you, Annie. Thank you.
Hey, it's not everybody's on the spectrum now.
Thank you. Means a lot. Thank you. Now, if you didn't go into acting, what do you think your career would have been? And what other hobbies do you have besides acting? And what inspired the Heart Channels? That's awesome. That's awesome. You can do that.
Yeah. Well, what I really love besides acting is architecture. I'm not very good at math, so it probably that would have been that would have put a damper on that career. But I love architecture. I love and interior design. I love it. And so I have two sisters, and they're both interior designers. They're really good at it. I'm much more bohemian. You can't really tell from where we are now, but I love that. And what was the second part to that question?
Hobbies? Like, do you like to draw, hike? Oh, hobbies.
Not hike. I'm a swimmer.
Ooh.
When I was, I don't know if you saw this in your looking me up, but when I was 21, I was in a car accident.
Yeah.
3 cars of drunk drivers hit me head on, and I broke everything from my waist down.
Ouch. So I'm just like,
Every
ouch.
bone. So I've spent all these years since trying to recover from that. I've had many surgeries, 25 surgeries.
Wow, Annie, I'm sorry, but wow.
And I'm always trying to take care of that. Anyway, I've been a lifelong swimmer because that's what's kept me going. And anyway, I think the other question that you asked me was about my charity, the Heart Channels. Yeah. And that came about because, well, many reasons. But there's an island in the Caribbean where I've been going with my family for 30 years. That's cool. And it's a beautiful bay that we stay on. And one day a little boy ran up to me. I was about to, because as I mentioned, I swim. And this bay is even though it's the ocean, it's like a lake. It's just completely placid. Wow. And I swim there. I swim 2 miles a day, just back and forth. Anyway, I was about to get in the water and swim my big swim, and this little boy ran up to me, and I had some goggles, and he pointed at them. That could he have them? And I was like, yeah, sure. So then he took my hand. He wanted me to swim with him. I was like, yeah, I'm ready. So I went into the ocean with him. He's a very good swimmer. I noticed, didn't take too long, that he was pretty much nonverbal.
Mm.
And then his mama came into the water with us, and I started talking to her. And I said, "So what's going on with your son?" And she said, "I don't know." I was like, "You don't know?" And she was like, "No, on the island they'd never been able to get a diagnosis." And I thought how wildly frustrating that must be. Um, and I started looking around the island for if there were any services in any way that for him to be helped. And I did find one woman who had uh, a little school called the Blossom Center. She herself had a daughter who had a genetic glitch and she couldn't speak or walk or um, anyway, she was devoted to trying to help the handful of kids on the island who had special needs.
Wow.
And so I I kept up with him, and his mother, they didn't have a lot of financial resources, and one of my nieces is she runs an organization that helps people she has a whole thing in Africa called Spark Micro Grants, and they found out that the best way to help people is to find out what they need, ask them what they need, going like, I think what you need, when you don't know what their country and their specifics. So the, she was like, the best way to help people is to give them a way to support the needs that they think about.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, I'll try to do that. And as I was thinking about those things, I had my iPad, as I always do, on my lap on the beach, and I was obsessed with his face.
Mm.
It's a beautiful face, and so especially beautiful against the white sand and the turquoise water of that island. And I found I had a little doodle app that I had put on for my little nieces and nephews. So I was basically finger painting, and I just couldn't stop finger painting him.
Wow.
So I thought, oh, and they were kind of beautiful. So I thought, oh, these would make really good greeting cards. And the island didn't have anything like that. It's like, Anguilla or anything. I thought these would be really cute. People would buy these, and we could sell them in the lobbies of the hotels and at the souvenir shops.
That's cool.
So that was my first idea. And then I had about 30 drawings. And a girlfriend of mine who's also an artist came by the house, and I had them all spread out on the dining room table. And she went, "Oh, I love these." She said, "I think you have a book." And I hadn't thought about doing a book, but when she said it, it was like, that sounds like a great idea. Anyway, I made a little book about the story of Kamarli, that for the books to be sold there on the island to help support the Blossom Center and him. Anyway, this is trying to make a pretty
Yes.
long story short. I the because the island is a protectorate of Great Britain, the mother told me that she wanted to try and get her son to England because they would have services and things for her there that she would never be able to have on the island. So we did a GoFundMe, and we had enough points on our mile, our flying miles, that we could get the whole family to England. So the family got to England, and England really stepped up, put him in special needs school, supported the mother, gave them a house. I mean,
It's just so beautiful. Sorry, it's beautiful.
gave them all they needed. And so he, as a matter of fact, I just got a note from his mother this morning. But he's done very well. His mother has gone to school and is getting her degree so she can be a helper in special needs classrooms. His sister's at the head of her class and is going to be a doctor for pediatrics. And
Wow.
he's doing really well. They have levels there. He's finished his like high school and he's going to college now. So
Wow.
anyway, I was so inspired. I tried to stop his mother from going there because I thought I had friends there who went, "Oh my God, we have so many immigrants. We're overwhelmed. This is never going to work." But because of her incredible devotion to her son, and I mean, her intentions were so pure, and she was so determined to help him. It was inspiring, And so I, once you start doing that, then all of a sudden people come through the woodwork. It's like we need help too. And my best friend is a magnet for people who need help. We both are. So we said, let's start something so we can formally try and help people. So we started the Heart Channels, and it was most of the people that we were finding were single mothers who were, trying to make ends meet, educate their kids, and and during COVID also, so many, it was so hard, and so many people were literally, it's like if they missed one rent payment, all of a sudden they were living in a Motel 6 or under a bridge or something. And sometimes it was like they just needed to be helped with 1 month's rent. Or so we started filling in those gaps for people who found their way to us. And then I started, I found through the public schools out here in LA, I said, if you have someone who needs help, if they're circling the drain, if they need something, let me know. Just call me up and I'll figure out a way to help. And so through the schools, they called me up one day and they said, we have this young lady here who is finishing high school, and she's gotten a scholarship, but she needs, room, board, all that stuff to go to college. And she was an immigrant and academically gifted. So anyway, we've been putting her through college, and she's about to finish her junior year, and she's on the dean's list, and so anyway, that's what the Heart Channels is all about. And because when you have had a life as lucky as mine, I think that it's a good idea to give a little back to the world that's been so generous to me.
Like that. That's beautiful. It makes me want to cry. And it's like so beautiful. Like you have such a warm, kind, welcoming heart, caring heart, honestly. Well,
Thank you.
Of course. We need more people like you, like more nice people. Like genuine people.
Well, I think we're about all to be tested about how generous we can be, because I think our communities are going to have to hang together.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. That's actually why I started these interviews, because I want to make people happy. Like I started these during COVID 2020 to lift people up, make them happy, spread positivity, love, kindness. Because
Mhm.
someone's going through like a rough day or they're feeling down. I want to make people happy. That's my goal in life, Annie.
Yeah, and I think it's always nice to. I mean, I realize that a lot of people watch me all the time on TV and movies and stuff, and they're interested in people. And if they hear that uh, my dog's coughing now, Nellie, I guess she's okay. Um. Anyway, oh, she is.
Okay.
Um.
That scared me. My heart dropped with this.
It's help for people. I mean, it would be no good at all to have a glamorous life if it wasn't a generous life. You know,
Absolutely.
it's nothing.
I love it.
Okay. So good on you. I'm glad that you're putting these things out there, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Thank you. Thank you. Like,
And
this is awesome.
yeah, I'm happy to hear that. I mean, a lot of times people want to talk about my work or something, but not so interested in the heart channels, which is
That's a big part of you. Like, 'cause, I could tell, like, you're very passionate about, which is awesome. Like, I love that stuff. Like, they need to hear more about the heart channels. Like, come on, people. Like, we gotta spread awareness. Help her help her. Like,
yeah, yeah. So uh, anyway, that's my story.
awesome. Awesome. Now, favorite, okay, your personal favorites, favorite movies, TV shows, bands, artists, and type of music. I want to hear like some of your
Oh,
picks.
wait. What we have to go one at a time.
Sorry. Favorite movies and TV shows.
Movies and TV shows. Uh, well, I for comedy, I don't think anything could beat Veep.
Ooh.
Dreyfus is just God. She's perfection as a comedian, and that show was so beautifully written. Wow, wow. And for drama on TV, West Wing.
Ooh, okay.
Anything could be better than that. Favorite movies?
I'm curious.
You know, well, so many. Um, Gosh, anything with Tom Hanks is
Oh, yeah. I love Tom Hanks. Sorry.
yes, he's a lovely human being.
It's your Woody. I'm sorry, it's Woody. It's Bo Peep Sky.
Uh, I'm not prejudiced. He's just fantastic. And oh gosh, so many. I love the old classic comedies like Bringing Up Baby and His Girl Friday and uh, Auntie Mame. Oh my God, Auntie Mame is just. I watched it again on a plane the other day. Oh my God, Rosalind Russell, my hero. Anyway, what else? What's the next thing you wanted to ask me about?
A favorite type of music in band or artist? Do you have a
Mm,
favorite music? What's your
mm.
music? What music do you like?
Well, I'm a Broadway baby.
Ooh.
It's like I just anything by Sondheim.
Ooh. That's a good one right there. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, do you like any like 80s music? Like bands or artists from the 80s? Curious.
I honestly I don't remember anything from the 80s because I had a young son. I was a single mother and I was just working my ass off and I don't think I had any time. Oh, you know what? I think Black Mambaza came around about that time and I thought that was pretty exciting. And of course, with Paul Simon, that was pretty great. I can't remember anything else right now.
That's fine. That's cool. That's cool. I wish I was around back in the 80s. That'd be cool. That'd be a decade I told you I want to go to.
All of it. You know, you can get into it. You don't have to have been there. That's the remarkable thing.
That's really cool. And now, favorite foods? You have any favorite foods you like? Food?
I've never passed up a taco in my life.
Taco.
Tacos, come on.
Tacos.
I mean, I mean that tacos can be healthy. But I eat really, really healthy food. And I love to cook, so I really simply I have a lean protein and 2 vegetables or a salad, and that's it. I don't have sugar or anything like that.
Well, next, because I'm in Chicago or in Illinois, and next time you come, if you ever come to Chicago, I don't know when you come to Chicago, I would give you some good tacos. We'll give you good tacos. Andy,
Oh yeah, you're pretty far away from Mexico, but okay if you say so.
Now, do you like any sports? Do you have any sports you like, Annie? Are you a sports person? Do you like sports?
Well, I come from Kentucky, and that's the basketball state, so I love basketball. If I'm going to watch a sport, it's going to be
Wildcats, I think they're the Kentucky Wildcats.
Yeah, good. That's good remembering. Yeah. So I love basketball, and football's just upsetting for me. Everybody looks like they're hurting each other out there, and all I can think of is like, oh God, that's a concussion. That's it. Anyway, but when it comes around to the Olympics, I mean, when you see somebody like Simone Biles and what it's like that's just impossible.
Yeah, it's
flying through the air like that. Anyway, just imagining the work that it takes to get in that kind of shape to
like stretch that onto, like to make your muscles move. I'm sorry.
I learned to do the trapeze for a show I was doing on Broadway, and I only had 2 weeks to learn it.
Wow.
But it was really, really fun, and it was super demanding, especially for an old woman with 100 broken bones.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a harness or a net, so it was like, okay, you drop me, it's all over. But because of my injuries, it's hard for me. There's not a lot of sports that I can partake in, but what I was doing was a stationary trapeze. I'm flying through the air, but what I was doing was hard enough. You can look it up. If you can look on YouTube, it's there. Annie Potts trapeze.
I'm like, damn. When I see that, damn.
That gave me a lot of confidence because I'd been a little down because I had so many injuries that so many fun things were no longer available for me to do. Roller skating, ice skating. I particularly was sad that there were so many things that I would have liked to have done with my boys. And it was like, I'm sorry, Mommy can't do that. Mommy can't do that. But I was able to do the trapeze at 62. So
good stuff, Annie. Good stuff.
Hair.
Good stuff. I can't do that. I'm younger. I can't do that. That's good stuff, Annie.
Well, only because you haven't tried.
Oh, I tried doing like a backflip. I can't even do that, Annie. I can't do that. Try doing a backflip.
You don't know. My middle son, who's ADHD,
Mhm.
there were a lot of sports that he just couldn't pay attention, so he couldn't do them. But he was at a theater camp, and we went to visit him, and he was like, "Oh, you got to come over to the circus barn." It was like, "Wait, what?" He said, "Oh, you got to come to the circus barn for the next performances." And I went over, and he was on the trapeze, and he was like a monkey up there. It was like he was so at home. I thought, oh, he couldn't play soccer, but he's really good at that. So he continued with that, and he was fantastic at it. I mean, he on the ground, he was all over the place, but up there on the trapeze, totally focused, totally together, beautiful, like an Olympic I mean, crazy stuff. So anyway, I was because I'd been seeing him do it, and this role came to me. It was like, well, you'll have to do the trapeze. It was like, yeah, I want to do that.
You're crazy, and I can't do that. No, I'm sorry. That's cool though.
Only because you haven't tried.
So try, and if I break myself, it's fine. Okay.
Thanks.
No, now, are there any projects in the works? Do you have anything in the works coming up for you? Any?
You know, I have a couple of things that are being developed right now, but nothing that I can talk about.
Because I know you have a project come up, 40 Dates and 40 Nights. Is Gigi? That's one of your.
Yeah, that's a movie. I don't know when it's going to come out, but
Yes.
I did that with the darling actress Bailey Madison. She's so adorable.
That's cool. I'm excited to see your new stuff too. Like anything with Annie Potts in it is guaranteed. Classic.
Thank you.
You know, that's cool. Of course. Now, what advice would you give younger people who want to become an actor, actress? What's Annie's advice?
Well, I'm a usually upbeat person, but I'm very honest when it comes to this, and I tell people, young people who want a career in this, it's like, unless it's going to absolutely kill you not to do this, then don't even think about it, because it's really hard, and there's only 0.01% of people who are in Screen Actors Guild Union who make a living wage. So the statistics are not good. If knowing that doesn't stop you, then you have a chance. But the statistics are not in your favor. And you know, I'm really glad that I didn't know that before because well, I have no other skills. But yeah, unless it's going to kill you not to do it, do not attempt it.
I like to say for advice, like stay humble. Remember where you came from. Like, you know, people are cocky or think they're all that. Like, stay humble, you know?
Yes, but stay humble, but be strong. Not that humble's not strong, but yeah, do the work, and then you can and then you can move forward with it.
That's true.
Be flexible. Be prepared to pivot.
Be prepared to do the trapeze thing. I'm kidding.
Be prepared for that too.
That's cool. Now, what's one thing you like to tell the young Sheldon fans at home? Like, who would you like to tell the fans? What would me mom like to tell the fans at home?
Oh, you know, all those lines are written for me. I can't really. All I would say is just keep watching. I mean, the new show is darling too. So, some of the characters live on.
Yeah. Uh, I wish it was like I said. I wish it never got canceled. It's like when it got canceled, it's like no, why? You know what I mean, like I was upset. Like I canceled.
Well, I think when we doing Sheldon, that was a what they call a one camera show,
Mm-hmm.
and the Chuck Lorre's they usually don't do that. They do the live audience multicam thing. It's different. It's the hours are shorter. So I think that they prefer that format. So they let young Sheldon go and move to the multicam format.
The Georgie and Mandy's first marriage.
Mhm, mhm.
Wow. Now, would you be willing in the future to come back on for a part 2, answer some fan questions like young Sheldon fans, Ghostbusters, pretty like all your different fan bases? Like a good
Yeah,
question.
yes. You just have to give me a heads up on that. So we've got some time to do it.
Sounds good.
Now that, now that we know each other.
Thank you, Annie. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It was
Now,
fun talking to you.
yeah, fun talk. You're a legend. Like it's fun and awesome to talk to you. It's an honor, Like to talk to such a gifted legend like yourself. I keep saying.
That's very sweet.
Of course. Now, before I ask you my last question, do you have any questions, Annie? Do you have any?
I don't think so.
Is there anything you'd like to promote and shout out that the viewers could check out, like the Heart channels, your social media pages?
Yeah, the Heart Channel, absolutely. Theheartchannels.com. You can look at the website and see some of the things that we're doing, and every little bit of support helps. And it's tax deductible if that's important to you. So you can get a deduction and help people too. And um, uh, my 3 girlfriends and I, all of this is done by hand. Every gift given is given from us directly, and it's not like one of these big charities where you think it just goes into the hopper and pay. Nobody takes any money from this. It's all done pro bono, so every cent goes to the Heart Channels. So if you've got something to share, we'd love for you to send some our way.
It's cool. I'll link that down below. I can also link down your Instagram, your social media pages to help follow
Great.
you.
Great.
Follow this legend. Let's get her to 1 million followers. I let you like at 700,000 something. You get her to 1 million.
That would be great. My goal right now is to get 1 million.
Get her to 1 million. She deserves it. She's like the nicest person you'll meet, people. Honestly, in my opinion, you're the nicest person, Annie. So
Thank you, Joseph. You're pretty swell yourself.
thank you. It means a lot. Thank you, and Annie, for being an awesome and amazing guest. It was an honor chatting with you. Had a fun time too. Thank you.
Thank you. It was fun for me.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody, and stay awesome. And Annie, you stay awesome. Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna try.
Awesome.
Thanks, Joseph.
Thank you.